92% of all New Year's resolution will fail, and if you do not want to be a part of that statistic, stick around for the next 5 minutes as I'll be giving you a step-by-step plan with real-life example on how you can be a part of that 8% instead. So in order to have a successful New Year's resolution, we first need to understand why they fail in the first place. Reason number one is because your goal is not specific enough. A lot of people set a goal like this. They will say, I want to be rich. But what does that necessarily mean? How much money do you want? When do you want to be rich by? When you set a goal like this, actually, I don't even consider this a goal. I just consider a random statement that you or I are making. When you set a goal or when you make a statement like this, you do not know what you're working towards. You do not have a framework or a timeline to work around. For example, if your goal is to make $100,000 in 2023, setting a goal like this, you have a timeline and a framework that you can work around. You know that in 2023 you want to make $100,000. So for example, you also have to see if this is attainable or not. For me personally, if that's my goal, I'm making $60,000 at my day job, so that's 60% towards my goal of $100,000. That means in 2023, I'll have to make another $40,000 somehow. And we could break it down even farther because $40,000 divided by 12 is around $3,300 per month. So I need to figure out how am I going to make an additional $3,300 a month. Or we can even break it down even farther and divide it by weeks and see how much money I need to make a week. So $40,000 divided by 52 weeks in a year is approximately $760. So what is Kevin, what am I, or what are you going to do to make additional $760 a week? So this isn't necessarily my goal, so I can't really tell you the answer on how or what to do to make that $760. But like, in my opinion, that's what's so cool. That's what's so amazing. It's a game, you figure out how to make that additional $760 a week, and that will become your goal. The second reason to why 92% of the people is failing their New Year's resolution is because they're treating a marathon like a sprint. Approximately 50% of all New Year's resolutions revolves around getting fit. Everyone wants to see a six-pack and everyone wants to see an immediate result. In my opinion, a lot of people is in for a rude awakening. Working out and getting fit is a long-term plan. But I believe like a lot of people, they have the misconception that if they just go to the gym a few times a week for a month or two, that they will be ripped like all these Instagram models. However, I believe it has to be reasonable and reachable. If your New Year resolution revolves around getting a six-pack, you're not going to get your six-pack in a week. You're not going to get your six-pack in 2 weeks. You might need 1, 3, or 6 months of working out, continue working out while eating healthy to get your six-pack. So you need to be able to put in the necessary work and time in order to get the result that you want. If you look at my previous example of making $100,000 in 2023, that's reasonable considering that I'm making $60,000 a year. But if I were to say my New Year's resolution in 2023 is to make $1 million, that's probably not reasonable considering that the salary is only 6% of my overall goal. The third and final reason why most New Year's resolutions fail is because their goal or their New Year's resolution isn't about them and that they're doing this goal for someone else. And when this is the case, you usually don't believe in yourself, and because of that, you will fail. This is something that I really struggled with in the past and something that I'm trying to go away from because a lot of my goals used to be to try to impress other people. I want to do this to make them like me a little bit more. I want to do this so we could be better friends or we can be in a better relationship. But when I set a goal like this, it never works out because I'm doing it for someone else and I don't have the necessary drive or the motivation to complete my New Year's resolution. And I'm usually part of the statistic that gives up before February. So when you set a goal or when you set a New Year's resolution, you want to make sure that it's about you. Maybe it's about your own self-improvement to make yourself a better person, but you don't want to make it about someone else. When you set a goal about you, you'll believe in yourself and you'll be more likely to succeed. Something Patrick Bet David from Valuetainment recently mentioned is that you don't want to set your goal too hard or too easy at the same time. You want to set a goal where you'll reach like 80% of it, so it isn't too easy where you could just like accomplish your goal right away, but you also don't want to make it too hard where you just like give up. So for example, referencing the goal that I mentioned earlier to make $100,000 in 2023, if I could maybe make $80,000 in 2023, in my opinion, that would be like a big achievement, and it's a goal and something that I'm looking forward towards. One last point that I want to mention before I wrap up the video is that goals should be and can be changed throughout the year. You should not just set a goal and then just go with it for the rest of the year. I believe that you should adapt and maybe even like slightly change your goal to fit your situation best, because new things and unexpected things always happen to us, or we might learn some new information that we didn't have before. So I believe throughout the year we should always be adaptable and changeable. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you're part of the 8%.